The fourth episode of Ahsoka dropped Tuesday night, and we here at Echo Base Network did our post-watch review. The review quickly became an infamous video amongst many Star Wars fans. People did not like our takes, especially mine. And in the 48 hours after the review, I've had time to look at all of the comments, watch the episode again, and reflect, was I wrong? Hey everybody, welcome back to Echo Base Network. Thank you so much for being here. I am reflecting on my review of Ahsoka Chapter 4, and you can see the review that we did just a few days ago right here in the window. You know, I was in a very bad place after watching this final episode. And instead of me getting into exactly what took place in the review, I thought it would be better if I responded to certain comments on the video. So I have picked a number of very interesting comments to springboard this conversation. We're going to find out, what do I regret from my review the other night? Comment number 1. Guys, this was a good episode. Coach, you were mad because they put something at the end that makes you wait a week to get resolution. That's good storytelling. You were mad because it wasn't given to you now? That's how cliffhangers work. Be happy you don't need to wait a year or two. This is good storytelling. So my problem with the episode wasn't in fact that it had a cliffhanger, it was that the cliffhanger was the Anakin Ahsoka moment. Personally, I felt at the time that the Anakin Ahsoka meeting and the moment should have been a complete moment, not just a tease. To me, Ahsoka and Anakin meeting for the first time since they fought in Rebels is a hallmark moment of Star Wars. Very, very close to Luke's return in Chapter 16 of The Mandalorian. The moment Anakin Skywalker is there on screen, you definitely have the fandom's attention. I just don't like how that moment was chosen to be a cliffhanger. Not that I have a problem with cliffhangers at all. Cliffhangers are fine. But to me, that moment needs to be something that we all understand what is happening, a good solid moment. That's the kind of moment that I feel like should generate tears from me, an emotional response. And I didn't feel that because I don't know what's happening yet. Comment number 2. Coach is pretty pissed this week. Glad you give honest opinions, whether popular or not. Keep it up. I appreciate that comment. I'm always going to be as honest as I can. Whether the audience likes it or not, I never play to the crowd. We're always going to tell you exactly what we think because that's kind of what we built our channel on. We respect your opinions and we appreciate the people that does that in return for us. Comment number 3. Star Wars fans not realizing how cliffhangers or television works award goes to you. Well, I appreciate the award, but I think that one might be a little misplaced because I do understand how cliffhangers work. Okay. Number 4. I love you guys, but this review was overwhelmingly whiny. You know what? I actually agree. I went back and rewatched our review, and I definitely did come across as whiny. Normally, I'm the one that's scoring things way better than Nick. I was the negative one in that review, and I was whiny. I definitely was. It was later at night. I had been at work all day. I had just gotten home from the golf course, gotten out of the shower, watched Ahsoka, and I was very unhappy with that moment with Ahsoka and Anakin after a solid episode. So, yeah, I'll take that. Comment number 5. I hate to be a wet blanket in the gloom, but as a big Clone Wars fan, I was overjoyed to see Anakin back, shimmer or no shimmer. To be honest, it felt like real Star Wars to me, and there was plenty of action. Call me a cockeyed optimist, so for me, 9.5. And I love that. I'm very glad that so many people loved the episode and it fulfilled you. Seeing Anakin back in just a moment took it like off the charts for you. That's how it was for me in Chapter 16 of Mandalorian with Luke. So I totally get that. Don't fault you for that at all. Comment number 6. This was almost a perfect episode. I'm shocked and disappointed by your reaction. Otherwise, I love your channel. Keep up the good work. I appreciate the feedback. I hate that you are disappointed in the way that we reacted to the episode, but again, glad you enjoyed it. That is awesome. Comment number 7. If you don't like this episode, I think you just don't like Star Wars. I don't know what else there is to be better. This is the closest, in my opinion, to real George Lucas Star Wars, and a good episode leaves us on a cliffhanger. That's good writing. That's how fans get to want to watch next week. So the cliffhanger thing was kind of drilled into the ground, and that's probably my fault because I didn't articulate what I was saying in the beginning well enough. So again, it's not that cliffhangers are bad. It's that I didn't like that the Ahsoka Anakin moment wasn't a complete moment. The tears and the emotion should have already been had, but here we are sitting here wondering if in fact that really is Anakin Skywalker or not. But to say that I'm not a Star Wars fan or that I don't like Star Wars is definitely unfair and unwarranted criticism, in my opinion. I wouldn't say that about anybody because of their opinion on one show. And oh, by the way, I have been enjoying Ahsoka very much. Episodes 1, 2, and 3, go look at my reviews for those. It's just that there was one moment that took me out of it for Chapter 4. That's it. Comment number 8. You can have your opinions, but your opinions have real Star Wars fans scratching their heads and laughing at you because you guys only find reasons to complain. This episode and the ending showing Anakin and Ahsoka seeing each other again was so great. Well, I also think it's unfair to say that all we do is look for reasons to complain. That is not true. In every review, we give you the positives and the negatives every single time because that's what authenticity does. And to the point that my opinion is leaving every Star Wars fan scratching their head, I know that that's not true. Just look in the comments. There's several people that agree with me. So never assume that everybody agrees with you. Certainly everybody doesn't agree with me. I mean, you could see all the thumbs down on my video, but everybody doesn't agree with everybody. I mean, that's just part of it. Comment number 9. I've been checking out other reactions and you are pretty much the only one saying this episode and especially the ending was a fail. Everyone else thinks it's great. Finally, something that all Star Wars fans can agree on except for you. So this is important. I have never been anyone who follows or bases my opinion on the masses or the majority or anyone else. My thoughts are my own, and that's the way that we roll here. So I don't know what else to tell you. I'm perfectly comfortable being in the minority thinking what I think. It doesn't make me wrong in any way. This is not a popular election. Comment number 10. Star Wars is saved. Dave Filoni is our savior. I'm afraid it's way too early to be saying that. I need to see a whole lot more. Do I want Dave Filoni to be the savior of Star Wars? Sure, because I want Star Wars to be saved. No doubt about it. But I don't think we're quite there yet. This thing could go off the rails for a lot of these people who are loving it really fast. I mean, I thought Star Wars was saved when I saw The Force Awakens, and I was wrong. Comment number 11. We're thinking it's the son from the Clone Wars episode, the father, son, and daughter, but not sure. And of course in that comment they're talking about Anakin's Force Ghost. So all of the people who were so thrilled to see Anakin Skywalker in that episode, what if it's not Anakin at all? What's up with Darth Vader's lightsaber in that? You know, too many questions that need answering, and you know, if people are like, yes, Anakin's back, that makes it the greatest Star Wars ever. Well, what if it's not Anakin, and how are you going to feel then? Comment number 12. What a nitpick. I am unfollowing this clickbait channel. Just have to say something bad for clickbait. Sad. I don't understand how our review was clickbait at all. We literally told you that this was a terrible moment for Star Wars, the way that I felt. That's what the title actually said, that it was a fail moment. So is that clickbait? No. Like, we were legitimately saying what it was. So not clickbait at all. Too many people just say, this is clickbait because they didn't like it. That doesn't make it clickbait just because you don't like something. Comment 13. Yeah, this is just sad. They just hate to hate, and it's so obvious too. What a joke of a channel, unsubbed. Well, we support everybody's right to unsub. If you are unhappy and don't like us, by all means, don't subscribe to the channel or leave the channel. I fully, recommend that. We don't want people to leave the channel, but I get it. Comment number 14. Star Wars Theory said, if you don't like this episode, you're not a George Lucas Star Wars fan. I like Star Wars Theory. He's been on the channel. I disagree with him, and personally, I don't care what Star Wars Theory says. He can't determine whether or not I'm a George Lucas Star Wars fan or not. He's not my authority when it comes to Star Wars. Maybe he's the authority for many people who commented on my video, because it seems like they're the people who were attacking the most. It is what it is. Comment number 15. So, by your logic, you're not going to watch the rest of the show, right? But you will because you need the money. And then he called me a dumb ASS. Well, alrighty then. Thank you very much. I never said that I wasn't going to watch Star Wars. I don't know how, by my logic, you assume that I'm not going to watch it anymore. Like, that makes no sense. Never have I ever said that I wasn't going to watch the Ahsoka show. I'm going to continue to watch the show hoping that I love it. That's what I'm going to do. And the last comment, number 16, I've decided you are not truly fans of Star Wars. You're professional complainers. All you do is piss, moan, and cry. Unsubbed. To say that I'm not a fan of Star Wars and I'm just a professional complainer, again, that is a very weak attack, unwarranted attack. with literally no evidence. None at all. So you can't find evidence to support that. I'm a lifelong fan of Star Wars. I've loved it since I was a child, and I still do. So after reading the comments and watching the episode again and thinking about it for 2 days, my final conclusion is I did come across whiny, but I don't change my opinion or my position at all. I'm unhappy with the way that the Anakin Ahsoka moment happened, but I am interested. That's what the cliffhangers does. I am interested to see what happens next. So I guess we'll be seeing that on Tuesday, and we'll have a review coming out, whether people like it or not. Wherever you are in the show, if you loved it or liked it, or you're feeling the show and it's great for you, I'm very glad. I'm very glad for you, and I honestly do wish you the very best. We are UR Echo Base Network. I'll see you guys in the next one.